Hello. What? Hey guys, I'm back with another sit down video in front of my fireplace, which I feel like has inadvertently kind of become like the de facto background for any of my sit down videos, which for the most part are really just haul videos. I'm back from New York City for my trip. Today's Tuesday. I literally arrived yesterday on Monday. I feel like we saw and did so much stuff, but then did not see and do nearly as much as we wanted to do in the week we were there. But that's just New York City for you. There's so much stuff to do and so little time to do it. But while we were there, I made it a point to go thrift shopping, which was one of my big goals while I was over there, to experience the thrift shopping scene in New York City, because I know it's such a big city and it's so eclectic, so there are so many things to find over there. And I did find some things while I was over there, which is exciting, and I'm very happy. Would I say it was a success? I mean, technically speaking, yes, because I found a few pieces, but I feel like it took a lot more effort and like sifting through a lot of other stuff to find the gold. Does that metaphor make sense? It was a lot of sifting through the dirt to find the gold. I think that is a more successful metaphor to use. Thank you. So I have all of my pieces here with me. So I guess let's just get started. Going in kind of chronological order, but also just starting with the clothing items. We spent our first couple of days in Brooklyn and hit up the thrift shops in Brooklyn. But in one of them, I came out with the majority of what I have, actually. And my travel partner actually helped find, I was gonna say some of these, but one of these. He helped find one of these items. I'm not gonna give him all the credit here. But he does deserve some credit because he did find one of the things that I'm about to show you, which we're gonna start with. So let's just cut to the chase and jump into the actual show and tell portion of this. So the first thing is this silk button-down shirt. It gives me very like 90s windbreaker style vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like the windbreakers from the 80s/90s that were like very colorful. This reminds me of those. It is this colorful but kind of like muted earth jewel tone colored silk shirt that I just thought was super cool. It's such a vibe. I don't have anything quite as colorful as this, or quite so like in your face 90s vibes like this. And when I saw it, not on the rack, when I saw it handed to me by my travel partner, I was instantly like, oh my gosh, that's a vibe. Let me take a closer look at this. Yeah, I just love how colorful it is, but because they're not so bright, they're a little bit darker. It's not so in your face and obnoxious. Whereas, yeah, if these were like brighter colors, I think I would have turned away from it. But I love it. It's really lightweight. It would be great to throw on over something to layer, or to just wear it as is, button it up. It's a little bit oversized. Tuck it into some jeans, tuck it into a skirt, tuck it into anything really. I don't know. I have yet to actually style this, but I think it's so cute, so cool, and I do so love the vibes of this shirt. Next thing, we're going to stick with the collared button-down theme here. And I picked out this very pale pink. Oh, it doesn't actually have a collar. That's embarrassing. But it is buttoned down, and it's this really cute, lovely baby pink shade. Is this also made out of silk? I don't know. No, it's polyester, it's the cheap stuff, but still super cute. And it has this really, really faint pattern on it. And I don't know what drew me to this. I think it was the color, I think it was the pattern, and I thought this would be another great piece to, because I really love throwing button-down shirts over other shirts and tank tops to layer. So I thought this would be a really great piece to do that with also. This has some really heavy-duty shoulder pads. Look at these babies. So I'm definitely cutting these out. Yeah, when I tried it on in the store, I had to kind of like shove the shoulder pads out of the way because I knew shoulder pads are not, those are a deal breaker. So I knew I liked it, but I wanted to see what it'd be like without the shoulder pads. So yeah, I kind of had to like shimmy it around in the actual dressing room, and I still ended up really liking it and I wanted to get it. So I did. But again, I love the color. I love the really subtle pattern that it has. And I thought this would be great for, I don't actually know what this would be great for, but I still love it. I still think it looks great. I still think it's such a vibe. So I'm happy I got this. Okay, next and last thing I got from this particular store in Brooklyn was kind of a very last minute find. We were getting ready to check out and I had just come out of the bathroom, and on the rack that was right next to the bathroom, I saw this cool piece. It is this zip up short sleeve sweater jacket with red and white striped details around. Anyways, I just thought this was a really cool vibe. I put it on over what I was wearing to see, ooh, this would be cool to layer. The zipper is sadly broken, so I can't zip it up and wear it on its own, but I thought this was a really cool, sporty look, which is typically not really me. I'm really not much into the sports, but I thought this was cool. And so kind of on a whim, I picked it up. I think we had spent enough time in the store and I was like, oh, this is cool, gonna try it on really quickly. Oh, it's a vibe, okay, gotta go. But not without first purchasing this. So yeah, I did get this. I think I'm using the word cool too much. I love the vibe of this. I think it's super casual, but will still elevate a look with, my brain is still recovering from the traveling that was done. Oh my goodness. Please forgive what a mess this is and what a mess I am. Just ignore all of that. And let's just look at the pretty clothes that I bought, which is this. And we're gonna stop talking about it now because words just cannot come out of my mouth properly. Next, we spent the rest of our time in Manhattan, and Manhattan was kind of like a little bit of a disappointment, question mark. I feel like we just didn't have as much time to go to all of the shops I wanted to go to, and by that time, by the end of our week, we were just both so tired. Tired of walking, our feet were tired, and so there was just much less patience to do the thrift shopping and to like comb through all of the hangers to find something, because that's really what thrift shopping is about. Finding the diamonds in the rough. So this place was one that I had researched beforehand and wanted to go to. It's called Gold Water, or AUH2O. Went the last like 15 minutes it was open, and found this kind of like last minute also while I was shopping, and I kind of got it because I felt bad for being there for so long, and at the end of the day, like, girls just trying to close up shop and go home. I get that, and so I got it partly because of that, but partly because I do genuinely like it. Like I said in my last thrift haul, I'm entering my preppy era. Did I say that in my last video? I said something about entering my preppy era and wanting to get into sweater vests. So if you can see where I'm going with this, I got this blue sweater vest, this like, kind of like cornflower, is that the word? Cornflower blue, kind of like shade. It fits better than my other one, and it's a lot less chunky and heavy knit as my other one. So this is going to be a little bit more lightweight than the first sweater vest that I got from my other thrift haul. But I love the color. We're branching out from the neutrals, and I think I'm going to have a lot of fun styling this, layering this, wearing this. But yeah, anyways, I really liked it. I thought it was cool, so I got it, and I'm really pleased because, again, sweater vest era, we're here for it, we're living for it. It has come back in style. Okay, the next two things, well, the next two things are accessories that I'm so happy I purchased. One of them is from, oh my god, I don't have it. I'm gonna have to get up and get it. So we're gonna start with the one I have. So this is from Manhattan, and this was kind of just like very impromptu. I found, like, I don't know how to describe it because I'm not a New Yorker, but it's just kind of like a square of space, kind of like where a shop or building would be. And I got an accessory. I spent a little bit more money on this than I normally would with pretty much anything, but I really liked it. I'm just gonna show you what it is. It is this really small, dainty gold watch that's, I think the vendor said it was from like the 60s, which seems about right because the face of the watch. What, right? The face of the watch is small, and that was big back in like, basically before the face of the watch is really small, and that was big like back in the day. Like my mom has a really old watch that has a really small face to it, small circular face, and I just, when I saw this, fell in love with this. It was also one of the cheaper options, I will admit, of the watches that were available to buy. But I love the details on the wrist, and I love the rectangular face, which is a little bit unusual. It's not something you see every day. And I thought this would be not only a great like utilitarian item to have, like using this to tell time, but also a really great accessory. It's also a wind-up watch. It doesn't have a battery, I think. And so I'm not gonna lie, I need to learn how to use this properly, how to wind it up and how to set the time, because I gotta be honest with you, I did not do that because I didn't get it at the time when I purchased it. So the entire time I was wearing this, I had the wrong time. And it was strictly for accessorization and for aesthetic purposes and for looks. It was not useful in terms of telling the time. But I still like it. It fits perfectly, and I love how dainty it is. I love gold. So this to me was perfect. And I need to get the last accessory I got, so give me a second. Ew. I'm a mess. Okay, anyways, the last thing I got was from the Brooklyn flea market. So this was the beginning half of the trip when we were exploring the Brooklyn area. I got this gold starry necklace from one of the stalls or vendors while we were there, while we were walking around. So here's the thing. I mostly get necklaces as my accessories because bracelets just aren't really my thing. And I used to really love earrings, but I can't wear them anymore. I came back from a trip with a pair of earrings and I slept with them in one night. And they're these really, really tiny, dainty earrings. But I slept with them in. Somehow, my ears didn't like that. They said, no, that was wrong. And they started rebelling after that. And any earrings I wore would irritate my ears. And this was weird because it was literally like an overnight thing. Went to the doctor, did the whole thing, tried like surgical grade steel earrings, still didn't work. So earrings, as much as they were my accessory of choice and as much as I loved them, can't wear them anymore, can't get them anymore. So necklaces are my new thing. Used to be earrings, but alas, my earrings said a hell's no. So necklaces are my thing. And I got this one, which I love. I, again, don't have anything like this. I think like 100% of the necklaces I have now are technically pendant necklaces. So I don't have anything like this that is like a complete strand of something like this. And I really liked it. I love the stars, I love the gold, I love the length. I loved everything about it. It was $20, which is honestly more than I would really spend on a necklace. But I thought, ugh, I'm in New York. I'm supporting small independent businesses. When in Rome, am I right? But when in New York City. So yeah, I got this. I wore this all the rest of my trip, as well as I wore the watch all the rest of my trip after I got it. And so I'm very pleased to have something like this. All in all, 10 out of 10, love. Okay, so we are done with the thrifted portion of this video. I have one more thing to show you that is not from a thrift store or from a flea market or from a vintage shop. This is from the Broadway show I went to see, which was Moulin Rouge. Now, if you watched my New York vlog while I was there, I went into more detail about my thoughts and feelings. I went to go see the show with the big draw of the headliner being JoJo, like the JoJo, like the iconic Leave, Get Out, Too Little Too Late JoJo, right? She is playing the role of Satine, the main character in the show. Imagine my surprise when I go to the show. I'm so excited. I get the playbill, so excited. I open the playbill. There is a piece of paper slotted into the playbill that says, here's the cast for today. The main character is not being played by Miss JoJo. No. It is being played by the alternates. Don't know who she is.
Und was ist mit J-Lo?
Die kenne ich nicht.
She still did a phenomenal job, don't get me wrong. Vocals amazing, performance amazing. The show still so much fun, but yes, the Wednesday matinee was not performed by JoJo, much to my surprise. Regardless, still had a good time, still enjoyed it, but that is just my little rant, if you will, about my Broadway show. Yeah, not being performed by who I thought it would be performed by. That's okay, life goes on. After the show, there was a person selling merchandise from the show, and I got this. I got a pin to commemorate my first Broadway show, being Moulin Rouge. This was $10. There were multiple pins to be chosen from that followed the theme of the show. I got this one because I couldn't decide between the others. And I was like, this is just the most generic that I could get because I can't decide between the others and narrow it down to one. And getting more than one would be excessive and unnecessary. So I got this one. Can you see it? Can you see it? Yeah, there you go. It looks like this. And I love it. So yeah, I got this, loved it, loved my time. And this is it. Yeah, I had had a great time in New York City. We joked about wanting to move there. I mean, sheesh, if it wasn't so freaking expensive, but there's a rent crisis everywhere, am I right? But we're not gonna get into that right now. But for the time that we were there, we had a great time. There was so much more we wanted to do and see, but there was just no time, and our bodies were hurting by the end of our trip from all of the walking. Yeah, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I guess I'll just see you next time. Bye. Why am I so fucking out of sorts? It's this button up, no. Yep.